finally, Candace Owens speaks out on ERIKA KIRK. That is what we've all been waiting for. That is what we all have wanted. And it's finally here. Tell us how you really feel, Candace. Okay, so as you guys probably already know, ERIKA KIRK went on Fox today and she had this explosive interview as to where she was like, no, no ma'am, no ham, no turkey. I'm not telling you guys where my husband is buried. All these podcasters making hundreds of thousands of dollars off of my husband. You guys should be ashamed of yourself. Stop it. All of this. And then she did the thing with her eyes. You know, the one like this, it goes like, I am angry. Like she did one of those, right? Like the real deep ones. However, Candace Owens delivered. I feel like she delivered and I am happy about it because I have wanted her to speak freely regarding how she truly feels about the ERIKA KIRK situation, and she's finally doing it. And I've said before in previous videos, I think she's just trying to save face, and that's why she's not saying anything. But I'm pretty sure 101 different reasons why Candace Owens would think ERIKA KIRK was shady. Before we get into this video, my name is Nikki. As you can see, I'm writing solo. Melissa's tired. She put up the Christmas lights, so we're going to let her rest for now. But this is In Cahoots Podcast, so please make sure you smash that like button, subscribe. Thank you for all the new subscribers that we got from that last video. Go check it out if you have not. If you want to support the channel, right here, you see that right there? There is our Cash App, our Venmo. Follow us on X, TikTok, and on Instagram. But yeah, support if you want to donate. It would be much appreciated. Maybe if I knew how to talk. Thank you. It would be much appreciated. All right. So I'm going to play a few clips because I think this was needed. I think it was needed. And I'm happy about it. I think that what Candace said needed to be said. And she said what the F she said. Okay. So I'm going to play a few clips regarding that. This first one is when Candace is really starting to dig in that thing. You know what I mean? You know, she's really about to lay it on ERIKA and be like, okay, wait a minute. Let's bring you to the forefront. And I'm here for it. So let's go ahead and get into that first.
As it, you know, in the matter of ERIKA KIRK, this is the same person who had somebody record her over Charlie Kirk's casket. That was not our business, truly. And I can say that decision was made by her. And there is, some credence to the claim that everybody grieves differently. I wouldn't even record myself over a casket ever, okay? Some people maybe perhaps want to have that memory. But the decision to publish that, you crying over your husband's casket, and to publish his dead body on Instagram was a decision that was made by ERIKA. And we can watch that. Take a look.
And,
Oh, I love you. I love you. I love you. I know. I love you. I love you. I love you. God bless you.
That is an incredibly personal and an incredibly intimate moment that you invited the public into. Okay, there was no reason to do that outside of wanting to share something that was very private with the public. And
here's the thing: you got to admit that she's right. She is right. I think honestly, it shocked everybody, even supporters of Charlie Kirk, TPUSA, ERIKA KIRK, whatever the case may be. Everybody was kind of like, whoa. Wow. Like, why would you put something out like that? That is extremely personal. But everybody grieves differently. That is true. But I guess my only issue is that, like, hey, if you don't want to at least come out and say, well, this doesn't seem right or that doesn't seem right. Not that you're compromising the investigation in any way, but just even come out and say, you know, there's some, you know, inconsistencies that me and my team really want to look into, something along that line. If you don't want to do that because it's personal and you're building and you're working on something, then I mean, something like showing your husband's deceased body. I mean, if you're going to sit on a show and say, well, can I just have one thing? Or wait a minute, let me do it right. Can I have one thing? One thing. If you're able to do that, that should have been your number one thing. That intimate moment where you're viewing his body, where you're, you know, that's the intimate part. I mean, and you keep calling him our Charlie, and then you'll say my Charlie. But if you're going to keep calling him our Charlie, and you decided that the first thing that you were going to do when he passed away was show his deceased body in his casket, but you don't want to come out and say, well, you know, some things do not make sense. We're giving everything to the authorities. You didn't say that until 3 months later when you got pressured. Let's be for real. But hey, who am I to judge? Let's keep going.
Now you fast forward 3 months removed, and it's why does the public want to know where he's buried? It doesn't work like that. You have to make a decision. I want this always to be private, or I want this always to be public. That's my personal feedback there. Later on in this same interview, she launches into a strong defense of Turning Point USA employees who have, just as a matter of fact, told many lies, many inconsistencies. These are verifiable. So they are currently lying to the public, or they have lied to the public, but she is going to deliver quite an impassioned defense regarding these particular individuals and the organization as a whole. And I want you to hear her passion. Take a listen.
What are they taking from you right now?
Nothing. But I will tell you what they are doing. It reminds me.
No, they're taking your privacy, right? You know, you said that they're taking things that's supposed to be personal to you, even though you put something out extremely personal. You just said it. You said, can I have one thing? Can I have one thing? You want to know where he's buried? Can I have one thing? I mean, I agree, though. I don't see why anybody should need to know where he's buried, honestly, because there are some very hateful people. And I'm sorry, but for the life of me, I don't care if I agreed with this man, didn't agree with him, didn't know him, or whatever the case may be. But for somebody to celebrate somebody else's death, I'm sorry, but that's crazy sauce. That's just me. But Candace is right. You don't get to pick and choose when you're in a public eye like that. You know? So it's a difficult situation, because it's like, well, really, whatever makes ERIKA comfortable, because she's the widow and, you know, she's the mother of his kids, and that's what she should get. And if she wants to put out his body in a casket, then she gets to do that. Sure. But it's all such a jiggy jungle. It's like, it makes sense here, but it don't make sense here. But this makes sense too, and that makes sense also. But then it's just it's obviously a big fight. It's a whole war going on right now. But hey, what did Candace say? I want war with all of you. That is what she said. Anyway, this is all bad. This is juicy. I should have popped popcorn. I always say that I wanted. Never got my popcorn, bruh.
So much of chapter 6 in the book of Nehemiah. He is building a wall, and the townspeople are at the base of that hill saying, Nehemiah, calling him all these names, saying all these things, come on down. Every single time he had the same message 4 times in a row. I cannot come down. I am busy building. That is how I feel. I do not have time to address the noise. My silence does not mean that I am complacent. My silence does not mean that somehow Turning Point USA and all of the handpicked staff that loved my husband and my husband loved them is somehow in on it. We are busy building. And you know what I thought? I thought these people are human. We are all grieving in our own way. And they are trying to find the answer to something that happened that was so evil. They are trying so hard. And I get that. We're doing the same. Anytime we hear a lead or anytime we hear anything, we send it to the authorities. please dig into this. No rock will be unturned. I want justice for my husband, for myself, for my family, more than anyone else out there. So for me, you want to keep telling me to come down while we're building? I don't have time for that. But here's my breaking point on that. Come after me, call me names, I don't care. Call me what you want, go down that rabbit hole, whatever. But when you go after my family, my Turning Point USA family, my Charlie Kirk Show family, when you go after the people that I love, and you're making hundreds and thousands of dollars every single episode going after the people that I love because somehow they're in on this, no.
Hey, Candace, if you didn't realize this, right, I'm sure you do. However, that was for you. That was you. She wouldn't talk about nobody else but you, girl, because you only want making all this money off that. But that's for you, Candace. Okay, my bad. I'm just keep going. Cause it was for you though. Just if you didn't know, it was for you. Okay.
I'm sorry, but that whole thing right there is frustrating, and I'm going to explain to you why. I just do not accept any of that. First and foremost, the idea that she does not have time. Okay, she definitely has time, okay? She's done Hannity, she's done The Five, she's done Fox and Friends, she's done Outnumbered, she's done Megyn Kelly Live, she sat down with the New York Times. She made time, by the way, in case you don't remember, to fly to D.C. for Sergio Gore to be sworn into the ambassador to India, as the ambassador to India, which feels kind of obscure and not necessarily related to Turning Point USA affairs, building affairs, or whatever it is. But sure, that's fine. I mean, obviously, you're also allowed to be a person if that's the homie and that's what you want to do, sure. But we are indeed speaking about a coast-to-coast.
Now, Candace, going back to your roots, if that's the homie. Listen, Candace, slow down. Slow down, girl. These people kind of crazy, as you know. Candace is fearless. That's good because then, you shouldn't be. You shouldn't fear anybody but God. Let's make that clear. So I respect that. But girl, I wasn't expecting this. I was not expecting this. And I am pretty sure that a lot of people were not expecting for Candace to just start going hard. I am enjoying Candace going hard. Because I'm thinking this entire time, she keeps saying that everybody at TPUSA, they're not acting right. Okay. Neither is the main CEO. Let's talk about her. Now we're talking about her, so I'm very excited. So go ahead.
Flight to stand up next to somebody and basically say, Charlie loved you. That was like the 15-second speech that she gave, right? Here's actually, we have a clip of that speech that she gave.
Well, he was also very good friends with a guy named Charlie. We just knew him as Charlie. And his wife, who we love so much, is here with us. And maybe, you know how close they were together. Maybe, ERIKA, you could say a couple of words, please.
I'm honored to, sir. Charlie loved you. It's hard not to get emotional because I know that he would have been the first phone call when he found out that you were going to be taking this position. And the way that I was able to witness the two of you work together for years and to champion and support the president was absolutely humbling to witness, and I am so proud of you. And Charlie is going to be with you every single day in spirit, and I will be praying for you every day because I know that this is just the beginning of an incredible opportunity for you. And sir, thank you for allowing Sergio to have this beautiful moment.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dorothy.
That's just an ambassador to India swearing in ceremony. Again, if that's your friend and you want to be there, that makes sense. She's also a person, and she can decide what she wants to do there. But the point that I am making is that's a coastal flight that she made to be there to watch a paper get signed. She has also made time for an upcoming CBS News town hall sit down with Barry Weiss, which was filmed today. So ERIKA KIRK has time. She has time. It is just what she means to say, not her priority, which is you are allowed to prioritize things in your own life. But this is not a matter of time constraint. It is not her priority to respond to the majority, actually. The majority of people think of this as BS. The majority of people think Turning Point is acting suspicious. And she does not feel that it is what she wants to do as a matter of priority, responding. Okay, that's fine. Now, to that point that people are making hundreds and thousands of dollars. I just don't get how there's not someone on this very large PR team, as we're seeing these PR campaigns go out, that doesn't go, hey, maybe we should strike that. They made $40 million like 2 nights ago at Mar-a-Lago. Maybe that feels kind of a little bit like let them eat cake-ish. Oh, and we've made more than, separately from Mar-a-Lago, Turning Point USA, since Charlie was killed, just so you guys know, this is a fact, has made more than $100 million. That is separate from the $40 million they made at Mar-a-Lago the other night. So since Charlie has died, that organization has taken in $140 million. But gosh darn you people that are making hundreds of dollars every day on YouTube talking about Charlie Kirk's assassination and the BS narrative that is being fed and the very obvious psychological operation that is being employed to make you accept the BS that they are trying to sell to us.
Okay, well, yeah, Candace said it. She said what she said. That's what she did. She said what she said. And do you know, I could just see the people at Turning Point just like shadow box in the air, like just doing the whirlwind right now, because they are mad. I would not be surprised if they started a live tonight. Hey, but what if this is kind of like something also weird, right? Like, what if Candace is actually gonna go on to Turning Point on a Charlie Kirk show, I should say, and this is all just getting people amped up for, like before a boxing match, you get them both together, they talk their ish to each other, and they weigh in, and then that just makes you kind of like pumped up for the fight. Nah, I can't be like that, huh? I mean, all this time, Candace, I can't help but low-key call you out. It's a low-key call out, because all this time you said that you had no reason to call out ERIKA KIRK. Zero reason. She hasn't done anything. You did this with your hands. You said she hasn't done anything. Okay? And then all of a sudden, when this meeting is supposed to come up, and you said you were going to beg the Supreme Court, that is George, your husband, to let you go. Now ERIKA KIRK finally speaks up about podcasters and the conspiracies and all this stuff, when she's specifically mentioning you without mentioning you. But then now you come out with this banger and you're like, yeah, no, what's up? Like, you're wrong too, and you're sketchy too, and you're this. You have time. All leading up to the meeting, knowing dang well that this is going to be probably the most viewed interview / podcast / call out / whatever you want to call it in dang near YouTube history. I digress, because I don't know if that's the case, but I wouldn't be surprised either. Like, would you guys be surprised? I wouldn't be surprised. That's usually what happens, especially on YouTube. When something big is coming up, then you create conflict, you create drama, you create the narrative. And so that when the day comes, everybody's tuned in. I ain't mad at you, because I'm going to watch. And I'm going to make a video about it. But I'm just saying. But whatever the case may be,
gosh darn you.
Whatever the case may be, I think it's great that, she's finally speaking up, because for me, this whole thing was kind of low-key fake on Candace's part. Not the whole thing, but just that little part that she wouldn't speak on ERIKA KIRK when there's a lot to talk about when it came to ERIKA KIRK. But hey. But anyway, we're going to get back into it, because now she's about to talk about how Tucker Carlson, he did a little interview, a little 1-2-1-2, and he's backing her completely up. And he's like, no, yeah, this is true, that is true, but let him tell you.
You need hard evidence. As if the killer's going to walk in and be like, okay, here's how I did it. Okay, I'm going to give you the hard evidence. I was here, there. Like, what?
Well, technically, Candace, according to the FBI, he did do that. The killer gave hardcore evidence. He said, yeah, so I went up there, my love, on the roof, my love, and I left my rifle, my love, and I left it in the woods. I went to go retrieve it, my love. So he did, but I think the FBI wrote that. So, I mean, but you know what I mean? It did happen like that, according to the FBI. Anyway.
Instead, Tucker Carlson is coming out and he is blasting the corporate and the Fed narrative with common sense. He joined Theo Vaughn, and here is what he had to say. Take a listen.
I don't understand the official story at all.
Of his assassination?
I don't understand it, and I want to make sure that there is a truly rigorous and honest federal investigation of it, and I'm definitely concerned about that. A, B, I think that I don't know many of the details, but I know that recently Candace said that Egyptian registered aircraft were following ERIKA KIRK, Charlie's widow, around for a number of years in different places in the world. That's one of the weirdest things I've ever heard, and I just want to say that is factually true. That's true. So that's like the one data point that I happen to know is true. What does that mean? I have literally no idea. I can't even guess, but that's very, very strange.
And what is Egyptian? It could mean aircrafts from Egypt. Who knows?
I think that they were registered in Egypt.
Got it.
And but that fact is true. So and it also her claim that, there were kind of a disproportionately large number of foreign registered cell phones at the event. That's also true. So what does that add up to? I don't know, but it means that, the FBI has a moral and legal obligation to look in every direction and to be open-minded, as you would in any investigation, in journalism, in science. It's all the same process. I don't know the answer, and I'm going to sift through everything as open-mindedly as I can, as honestly as I can, to get to what the truth is. That's science, that's law enforcement, that's journalism. It's all the same. That's justice. And I just want to make sure that is happening, and I just don't have a ton of confidence in the FBI or the men who run it. And I'm not saying that out of ignorance at all.
That's a scary part too.
I'm not alleging anything. I'm just saying I think it's really important that we have that.
That is what authenticity sounds like, and that's what we're doing here. We are investigating, right? Sometimes you get something wrong, you correct it, but I was right about the Egyptian planes. And when you hear Tucker Carlson say that he is confirming that part is true, what I take from that, Tucker Carlson has been very clear. He grew up with CIA agents, okay? This is a guy who grew up in Virginia. His father, he learned after his father died, he thought he was just working with the CIA. No, his father was on the payroll of the CIA. So,
and really, if you know ERIKA KIRK's background also, then you would know that, it gets weird. You do your own research. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. But you do your own research. But if you know, then, yeah, you know. But anyway, so, I think that Tucker Carlson kind of validating her and saying that, she is right. I think that kind of really amped her up.
Tucker's friend.
That really amped her up. That really made her feel good, because it's like, okay. But, we all also know that not a lot of people believe anything that Tucker Carlson says either. So what do you do with that? But anyway, so there's another clip I want to play. Candace still digging in that thing. She's digging in that thing.
Listen to him discussing some of these lingering questions.
Here's what I am concerned about. A lot of things. One, he acted alone. Tell me how that worked. I don't, none of us really act alone.
It's hard to go anywhere by yourself too.
Thank you. Exactly. You acted totally alone. Okay. You're going to have to prove that to me. It's totally possible. Anything is possible. Weird things have happened. We'll continue to. But that's not my default assumption, and it shouldn't be yours. And their default assumption was we acted alone. Really? Why do you think that? What about life suggests that people typically act alone? When was the last time you acted alone in anything? I don't go, right? So A. B, we know that people had foreknowledge of this because they posted about it on X and said Charlie Kirk is going to be killed on this date, and he was.
Is that true?
Yes, it's true.
But were they just guessing? Was it a guessing thing where every day they posted that?
Maybe. Have those people been interviewed? Have they been hauled into FBI HQ and had a long conversation with how they knew that? Like, let's get really specific. Why did you post that? Who have you talked to? Like, if I were doing this investigation, because I spent my whole life doing non-criminal investigations called journalism, like what do we know is true? How do we find out? Call everybody, be open-minded. It's like it's the same process. If I was doing this investigation, they would be at the very top of the list. Tell me how this guy who seemed normal became a radical trans furry murderer. It's not enough to tell me, oh, trans. I'm not pro-trans, by the way.
But was that the guy or his boyfriend?
Well, exactly right. Tell me how this guy became so radicalized that he murdered a stranger. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm saying I want an explanation for how it happened. Why wouldn't I?
I agree.
Oh, we can't talk about that because it'll, prejudice the jury pool. Really, you've told the world that you have both a confession from him in his text to his boyfriend and the murder weapon with his fingerprints on it. I think you've got a pretty solid case. So why is it so difficult to just explain? So I have said from the beginning, if you don't like what Candace Owens is saying, why don't you call her and offer a more plausible explanation for what happened? Oh, she's bad. She's bad. Okay. I mean, I like her a lot. I don't think she's bad, but I love her actually. But let's just stipulate she's bad. But why wouldn't you do that? Because
I don't agree with some of the stuff that the rabbit hole she goes down, but I don't
even know.
But I like the fact that she likes to dig in the garden,
Theo, we are in this garden, okay? And we're not getting out of this garden with the Fed slop narrative. We're just not getting out of the garden with trying to emotionally manipulate us and say it's not. This feels like COVID, right? It's not like COVID-19. It's like Candace 19.
Okay, Candace, that's where I draw the line. We're done. We're done for the night. We're not doing the Candace 19 virus. You already got the Candace Intelligence Agency. Well, we're just gonna stop it there. But yeah, I mean, hey, Tucker Carlson, he's obviously on board. We all know how he feels about Candace Owens. You could tell that Candace was super giddy, like low key. If you really look at her, she's like, he loves me. Okay. But anyway, yeah. So as far as the post that Tucker Carlson referred to, I think a lot of people have seen that post. If you haven't, you can just search it on X. But I don't want to put it up because of what the next post said. So it did definitely say that Charlie Kirk was going to be assassinated on September 10th. However, there was another post following that, and I am not saying it on my channel, but there was another post following that, and it's like, okay, well, even Tucker Carlson is like, well, how would you know that? Who have you been talking to? My theory behind that was it wasn't that. It was but I believe it was on September 2nd when that post was shown, and actually about 3 or 4 videos ago, we do actually show the post. So go and check that out. But anyway, it was on September 2nd when that post was made, plus the other damning post. My only issue with that is I don't feel like it's that sinister, because Turning Point, they were already, from that I know of, making it very clear that they were going to have an event at that campus. So September 2nd to September 10th is not a far stretch. I mean, that's something you have time to kind of get. I mean, I shouldn't say time to get ready for, because I don't mean it in that way, but I mean, like, you probably got your tickets early or something. I don't know. You planned for it. I don't know. But that was just a little bit for me. But as far as the post that follows that, I don't know. There's a lot we don't know, but as Candace says, we know. So anyway, that was that. That's the video. And I am happy that Candace has finally spoke out about how she really feels, because none of us was buying the fact that, oh, she didn't lie. She didn't say anything. What do you guys want me to say about her? Candace, the way you just sang like a bird, you was holding that in for a long time. Let's be for real. But anyway, my name is Nikki. This has been In Cahoots Podcast. If you want to donate to the channel and help us out, here is the Cash App and there is the Venmo. Also, if you want to go ahead and follow us, support us, go ahead and follow us on X, TikTok, and Instagram. Everything is right here. And we will see, well, I'm saying we because I'm used to having Melissa here. But yeah, so we'll see you in the next video. Bye.